ask Congress and our local representatives to secure a quality piece of climate legislation. And unfortunately, we cannot just give that to the president. It starts with our local representatives. So it starts with our local representatives. I am honored today to introduce to you our local and very own Congresswoman Shea. Or Councilman Shea. I'm sorry, I'm introducing her.
I'm going to be in big trouble with Congresswoman Norton when she hears that happened. I'm a Ward 3 council member, and I am on the District of Columbia Council, and I don't know how many of you here are from the District of Columbia. But first of all, I want to thank you all for coming out. You should realize, of course, that you're part of a similar activity, 1,300 sites all over the United States today to stop global warming. So you're part of a much bigger movement. You should realize that. I want to thank you for what you're doing, and I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to be able to do here in the District of Columbia. First of all, I fully endorse the idea of an 80% reduction by 2050 in carbon emissions. Now that's a difficult goal, it's bold, but I'm confident that we can do it. I'm confident that we can do it because if we all get behind it, if there's a human problem, there's a human solution. We can solve this. Now I want to tell you just briefly about some of the things we're doing in the District of Columbia because I need your help. I need your help to make sure that the District of Columbia actually enacts the legislation I'm going to mention to you. First of all, Councilmember Phil Mendelson and myself, together with Councilmember Wells, have introduced an emissions reduction for cars, clean cars bill we call it, that's like California's. There's a similar bill in Maryland that will greatly reduce the emissions by cars. We need that to get done here in the district. So we need your help, we need your pressure on the council to do that. Last year the council passed green building legislation, and we want all of our new buildings to satisfy green building standards. But that's not enough. We have to increase those standards. In the District of Columbia, most of the carbon emissions come not from cars, but from buildings. And most of those come from commercial buildings. If we were to get a handle on and get efficient about our commercial buildings, we could cut carbon emissions dramatically. So we need great pressure to do that as well. There are other things that, in terms of buildings, we're going to be building new schools, thank God. And in modernizing our schools, every school that's built or modernized or even just repaired has to be consistent with green building standards and cut emissions. These are the kinds of things that we have to do. Now, I want to put a plug in. Thank you. I want to put a plug in for something. For all of you who are active and involved, on May 17th, I'm holding a hearing at the District Council to develop plans for a comprehensive energy policy that will be introduced at the council in the fall. This hearing on May 17th, please come, it's going to be all day, anybody can come. Come bring your ideas, everything's on the table. Come and help us out. I want you to come and make the greatest show of force you can at that hearing and at other venues, but at that hearing, to say you want a comprehensive energy policy for the District of Columbia. So I need your help for that too. Now I want to tell you something, we're making some progress. We are making some progress, but there's a warning I have to sound. Some of the progress we're making is with corporations. Exxon has discovered there's a global warming problem. Did you hear this? Yes. And that's welcome news, I guess. But I want you to be watchful. Be watchful. They are getting in this to slow it down. They're getting in it to slow it down. They want to be at the table so that they can shape things. So watch out. Yes, come in, but don't slow us down. We're not going to be slowed down. And you're going to start hearing stuff. You're going to start hearing stuff that we can't move quickly, that we can't have some of these reductions, because it's going to be too costly. It's going to be too costly. We're going to hurt, people in their incomes and all of that. Don't you believe it? Don't believe it. It's an investment. Take the buildings here in the District of Columbia. If we make them energy efficient, they will save money. Yes, there's going to be some upfront cost, no question about it, but we're going to save money. And you heard before about California. California 40 to 50% less energy use out there. And is their economy suffering? No, it is not. We have evidence all over the place that this is compatible with what we need to do for our economy. Not is it just a moral imperative, not is it just, a scientific imperative, but it's even an economic imperative. So don't listen when you hear these things. We have to move forward. This is going to be our goal 2050, and we will meet it. So thank you all for coming out. I need your help. Help me on the council. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. This is really great to see so many folks here. On my way over, I was reading some background information, and somebody said green is so cool that it's black. I think it's still green, and I still want to fight for green. And I appreciate all of you being here fighting for green. As you know, this country's been in denial about global warming, and we need to step up the awareness and step up the political pressure, because we need to see some major changes at the national level. At the local level, the district government, we've done a number of things. You may know that the council, all 11 members of the council, about a month ago sent a letter to Mayor Fenty urging that the District of Columbia join the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative, RGGI. Maryland just joined earlier this year. It's not easy to become part of that multi-state partnership, but we've got to, because more and more of the region of the northeastern states have got to band together and do what the federal government has failed to do, which is to do more at the local level, to do more as a matter of public policy to reduce greenhouse gases. As you know, last year the council passed the Green Buildings Act. I was a little disappointed that we don't implement that sooner. It's several years before the new construction has to comply with the Green Buildings Act. I know my colleague Mary Che is concerned about this, as am I, that we need to do more sooner as a matter of policy to ensure that we have green buildings and that we have a better environment. There are other things we can do, as you know. Demand, continue to encourage conservation at the individual level and at the community level or public policy level, and to fight urban sprawl. Efficiency, to improve standards. I represent the district at the Council of Governments and on the Metropolitan Washington Air Quality Committee. And we are constantly frustrated in the fight for cleaner air with the fact that the federal government isn't doing more to require cleaner cars. And in fact, we do have a clean car bill pending in the council that I co-introduced with Councilmember Che and a couple other council members to put the district on the same footing with Maryland, on the same footing with California and a number of other states to require clean cars. And finally, renewable energy. The district a couple years ago joined a growing list of states in requiring what's called a renewable energy portfolio standard, to require that an increasing percentage of our energy purchases are from renewable sources such as wind and solar. And the bill that we put through is better and stronger than Maryland's and several other states. And of course, as other states look to adopting a renewable energy portfolio standard, it will be easier for us to revisit our bill and step it up to make it sooner and more aggressive. Because renewable energy, such as solar and wind as a source of energy, will not only give us the energy that we need, but get it to us greener and better for the environment. So it's initiatives like that, with your support. I'll tell you, the Renewable Portfolio Standard did not get through the council without all of the grassroots support that was behind it. So the role that you play is critical to what we can do as public policymakers to push the other states as well as the federal government to do more to improve our environment. Thank you so much.